Good afternoon, Facebook and YouTube community. My name is Jennifer Noreen. I'm here with Bryan Lichau of Osprey Accounting Services. How are you, Bryan?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm good. Good to see you, as always.
You
So,
too.
we wanted to focus today on the strategic advisory services that you provide as a company and as you as an individual. Many CPAs are much more involved in the guts of companies than people realize. I think that sometimes your advice is wasted because people think that you only crunch the numbers, and there's actually quite a lot of strategic business advice that you can offer. And who knows your books and your numbers better than your CPA, right? So today is just a reminder of something that Bryan already does. But if you are a small, medium business and you're looking for direction on formation, reformation, restructuring, I'll let Bryan explain it more. But that's what we're talking about today, is those advisory services that Bryan offers his clients. Did I get that right, Bryan?
You did. Yeah, definitely. And you touched on a huge part of it is as a CPA. I mean, not only do we work closely with our clients' business, but we work with many different clients, and so we see a lot of different things across different industries and different approaches, and it really becomes. I mean, we morph into the knowledge base, the information that we have, the experience that we have, not only through ourselves but also through our clients as well. I mean, it's a really great resource that I really want to help to provide more value to my business clients in that sense. So, yeah, everything from the quick ones are like the business formation, the type of entity, stuff like that. Those are things that we do often. Really, where I want to go and the value I think that really is there for clients is in the we call it business growth and profitability advisory. That's really an area where you've got a company that really wants to grow, but is having problems with their profit. There are things that, okay, I'm growing my revenues, but I'm not seeing that come down to the bottom line. Why? What's going on there? So really taking that deep dive and doing some analysis and running some comparisons and some benchmarking, things like that, to be able to really see where they're at compared to others in their industry. And so, yeah, just really diving deep into those companies and into the financials, and not just the financials, but the operations and processes, things like that. So, yeah, we've got a
Yep.
wealth of knowledge to be able to share and provide more value to clients.
So business growth and profitability insights.
Yeah,
I know as a small business owner, there are even small changes you can make that make a huge difference in profitability. And I think too, as owners, we are so close to what we're doing that we don't always see accurately
right.
things that we could shift and change. Um, I know for sure that we're not objective about our pricing, and we're not always objective about our staffing models, because we become emotionally involved in both of those
That's right.
things, right?
Exactly.
And
That's a huge
so,
part of it.
a third party advisor is always good on those things. And yeah, it's so important to have at least one person who's completely outside of your business, that doesn't have any investment whatsoever, but just wants to help you grow your business. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited about talking about this today, and I'm glad we're focusing on it. So I'm going to share, if you're listening today and you want to follow up on this information about Bryan and Osprey Accounting Services, you can do that on the website. And I'm going to go ahead and share this blog post that we did on this subject, same subject that we're talking about today. So, can your CPA be a strategic consultant? And our answer to that today is yes. And this
Absolutely.
article just kind of covers why that is the case. Um, they have the tools, they have the ability, and I think what needs to be on here as well is they have the know-how, the day-to-day, almost, certainly the quarter-to-quarter, annual know-how about your business, because they are, if they're doing your taxes, or even just, um, have become familiar with your business at all, they have insights. So this blog article is something you can follow back up with if you're interested in learning more. I'm sure Bryan would be interested in having a conversation with you. Even if you're not sure you need those services, it's something that his existing clients can certainly pursue. And also, just if this is the only service that you need from Bryan, this is something that he offers. So,
Absolutely.
Bryan, do you have any stories or anything you can tell of, insights that you've had to small businesses or medium businesses that you've worked with, where you feel like your insights have made a real difference? Is there something that comes to mind?
It's interesting. Yeah, one thing that jumps to mind is just working with a young landscaping business, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Just asking questions, just kind of probing how things are going, and I asked them, how many, like, what percentage of the bids that you make do you think that you're winning right now? Because he was saying, I'm just getting all these jobs and I don't know how to handle it, and he said, oh, probably 80 to 90%. I'm like, holy cow! I said, just right off the bat, you're not charging enough. I mean, you need to, if you're getting that many jobs, then I mean, obviously you're great to work with, but at the same time, if they're going with you every time, then I mean, something like landscaping and that type of a service is definitely more commodity based, and then so people are going to look for the best price. I said, well, just raising your price. I mean, really, I think that's number one, and
Mm-hmm.
just something that small, that easy,
Mm-hmm.
definitely changed, because it's not like he was not getting enough jobs after that to run his business, because he was still very busy. It just he was able to make more on each of those jobs doing the same things, essentially. So, and it was right within the market of what he should be charging. So just perspectives like that. That's kind of the first one that jumps to mind. But then others, I mean, I can't think of specific examples, but I know I talk to a lot of clients that have cash flow. It's like, okay, I don't know where my cash is going. So kind of digging into some of the causes of some cash flow issues is a big part of it, whether it's your receivables or taking advantage of discounts from vendors or whatever the case may be. There's a lot out there that can cause those cash flow problems. So yeah, but
Yeah, I like your example of the landscaper, because I think that what's missing there is, or something I could add, I would say, is that that person has gained, their team has gained an excellent reputation in their community. So they haven't gained that reputation without blood, sweat, and tears. So
right,
their hard work of those early days of starting a business, of earning the respect of the people that work with them, it is payoff to raise your prices. It's okay to
yeah,
raise your prices,
yeah,
and not to spin too negatively, but there are some people that are difficult to work with and don't appreciate
sure,
what you're offering them. Maybe they're offering extra gutter cleaning, and I know for in my business, there's extras that we do. It's okay to have your pricing be a little bit on the edge, so that you are working with people that truly value what you're offering.
right.
So yeah, I love that. And I agree that pricing is one of the toughest things for small
It's
business
hard.
owners, especially. We
Yeah,
don't have always the best perspective on what it is we're offering. And I love that story. I'm wondering if I know who that landscaper is, but and I think that's also a supply and demand thing too, because,
yeah,
good on
absolutely.
you.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
in an area that doesn't have, there's a high demand for quality services and you're delivering that,
right.
and grow your business.
There's a
Right.
premium there, right?
There
Exactly.
is a premium there.
And if your service is up there and you really do a great job of taking care of your clients, customers, and
Hmm.
then you know what, they're a premium is a premium for that service is warranted. So yeah, but yeah, you're right. We don't see that as business owners oftentimes because yeah, we're in the
No.
business of helping people,
Yep.
and that yeah, that can be hard sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a mentor who says, make sure, she uses a, a crass word, but she says, make sure you have a difficult person price, because you really do want to work with people who are willing to pay you for your value. And if your prices are not enough, then you have to work in what it's going to cost to service some people who are difficult and who are never
Yeah,
going to be happy. Right. So,
yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
interesting theory there. So,
yeah.
what do you think is the number one? And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I have a
Good,
feeling
good.
you'll know this. So, what is the number one missed opportunity, do you think? Do you think it's pricing?
Um,
Or
no, it's a
for
good question.
just for a small business trying to
Yeah.
grow, or medium, whatever, what do you think is the biggest missed opportunity in your years of working with clients?
The biggest thing I think that pops up the most is an owner does too much in the business for too long. I think they're trying to run everything, every little part of it as they
Mhm,
needed to grow the business. But once they get
mhm,
to that point where it's just completely overwhelming, it's like that's when you need to step back and say, okay, am I using my time the best that I can? And
mhm,
Do I really want to be spending 60 hours a week when or whatever the case may be
Hmm.
to run this business when I don't feel like I'm doing anything to help the business? And so it's really seeing and recognizing when, okay, I need to move this off my plate. I need to move this off my plate. Now I can free up
Hmm.
my time to do the things that really truly grow the business and are most valuable for the business. So
Yeah,
yeah,
those
that's
first
probably the most
hires.
common things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
those first hires are so key, right? And finding people you can really trust to
Yeah.
give things to and be able to say, it doesn't matter to me how it gets done. I just need it done by this
Yeah.
date and at this quality level.
Yeah.
I run into that a lot with my business where, finding the right people who can just take it and run with it as
Yeah.
opposed to people that have to be coached constantly. And, just finding those right fits is a really, really important for when
Yeah.
small businesses are growing. Yeah.
Yeah, and even just recognizing that I need to find someone, I need to find help for this, I need to outsource this. So yeah, that's a hard thing.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yes, it is. And
yeah,
it takes, and there are work cycles involved in that search. So as a business owner, are you, giving yourself time? And I'm, talking to myself, and I'm sure you can relate to this. It's like you really do need time each week to work on those business leadership type tasks of
right.
finding the right staff and evaluating your pricing and
Yeah,
doing your own marketing.
yeah,
For me, I
yeah.
give,
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I call that working in your business instead of working on your
Hmm.
business, right? So yeah,
Yep, so important. And
yeah,
being not attached to the way you did it from the beginning, but being
right,
open to people doing it with their style. Because
right,
really, I don't know if it was you that mentioned this one time or another friend, but being an objective based manager. My mentor at SCORE has coached me to be an objective based manager. And to
yeah,
me, what that means is here's the objective, here's the deadline, here's the level of quality we need to
yeah,
deliver. It's up to you how this is accomplished. And it needs to be accomplished in a way that if something happens to you tomorrow, I can step in or someone else
right,
can step in and finish that work. So
right,
I think that it's great to have, and I mean, I think you are well equipped to do this kind of advising because you're so close to the numbers of a business. But I think really just even just having an outside person, a smart business person, is such a good thing to do. So,
yeah.
um,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
interesting too. The numbers are really, I see the numbers as like the story, right? It's the words for the story. The numbers come through for a business, and
yes.
it's like, okay, that tells you where the issues might be, where to look. So it's really
Hmm.
being able to interpret those things and put them into play, to do some analysis and to figure out, okay, what's causing this is really, yeah, it's a big
Hmm.
part of it. And I enjoy helping clients to understand those numbers and to make those interpretations. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Numbers don't
puzzle.
lie.
No, exactly, exactly. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And I think
So,
too, someone like you with the access to the numbers, but just seeing the
mhm,
flow of the business over the years as you do taxes, being able to identify some of the obvious growth opportunities that maybe someone's not seeing. Like,
mhm,
wow, you have a really low effort, low money investment in that line item, that
mhm.
service
Yeah,
you provide. But your profitability on that because of supply and demand is very
right,
high,
right.
right?
Yep.
So it's very difficult to see those things for
Yeah,
yourself, right?
yeah. And
Uh,
I mean, to that point, I don't want to belabor it, but to that point, I mean, having quality numbers to be able to analyze is really that next
yes,
step. So,
exactly.
so I mean, I've got clients who have different service lines, and they're saying, I don't know what my costs are associated with service A versus what's my cost with service B. So I can't really compare
Mhm.
accurately on, okay, am I making money doing this service or should I even be doing it? Or am I pricing
Yeah.
it right? So yeah,
Should I
it's
name
just,
this part of my business nonprofit?
yeah, I know
I joke all the time.
one of my mentors likes to say, if you want to do volunteer work, just do it on the weekends.
Yes.
So,
A lot of a lot of business advisors and CPAs have that line because I
yeah,
hear that repetitively.
yeah,
A lot of small business owners run into that where because you get into what you're doing because you love it and you're passionate about
that's
it.
right.
You want to help people. I mean,
That's
I
right.
that's a
Exactly.
big driver for
Exactly.
me.
Hmm.
I have another very smart friend mentor that always says to me, I know you want to help everybody, but you
Hmm.
can't, she's great. She just
Yeah.
reminds me that you have to
Yeah.
have whatever those constraints are or structures are in your business to make
That's right.
sure that your resources are used wisely. But so if I am listening and I am an existing customer of yours and I want to have you look at these kinds of things for my business, is that something that you add on as a retainer? Is that something that you bill by the hour for? How does that work if I'm an existing customer?
Yeah, these services are really the way I'm approaching it are really kind of a fixed fee amount. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
set up, and it obviously depends on the level of work that we're doing, but it's absolutely a premium type service, and it's just you're getting a lot of time, a lot of attention of what your goals are, setting out, looking at discovering and identifying what those are first, and then
Mm-hmm.
working into planning and maintaining at that point. So yeah, I mean, really, it's a fixed fee. I generally work off of a 12-month commitment for a lot of this, and we can revisit throughout
Mm-hmm.
the agreement. But it really depends on the level of what we're doing, and and really ultimately the value that we're creating. That's at the end of the day, with these services, I'm confident that obviously with the right fit, that
Mm-hmm.
we're going to save far more than the fees
Yeah,
will
I would
cost.
think so.
Oh
And
yeah,
probably grow your
multiple.
bottom line revenues as well. Yep,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
So, well, it's good to visit with you. And again,
You too.
if you're listening to this and you want to read about this more, it is on Bryan's website under his blog. And we do post new information about tax issues and money issues every month on Bryan's website at ospreycpa.com. And Bryan would love to speak with you, even if you're not sure if this is something you're interested in, if you're a current client or if you're brand new. Bryan, can they work with you on strategic advice if they are working with another CPA?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really a lot of what we do as CPAs is compliance driven and filing
Sure.
tax returns and things like that. So absolutely, I mean, I actually was speaking with another CPA last week,
Hmm.
and he said, "Oh, wow, that'd be great. That'd be a great service." I was telling him about what I'm working on, and he said that'd be a great service to offer some of my clients. I can think of a few already that would work really well for them. He says, but he's not really equipped to do it. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
It's
can think of a few of my clients that would benefit from it as well. Because I work with so many passionate small business owners, and
mhm,
they're so close to their how they do what they do,
yeah,
that who has time sometimes, right, to stand
right,
back objectively, especially, one of the other reasons you need to go on vacation and you need to
yeah,
take time away from your business, because I don't know about you, but I get some of the best insights when I just completely, separate myself from my business, and you
absolutely.
come back and you realize, wow, that's been staring me in the face. I'm going to take action on that. It's so
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
So anyway, well, thank you for the
yeah.
information today. It was good to learn more about your strategic advisory services, your business advisory services.
Mhm.
And if someone wants to work with you, they can visit ospreycpa.com and just fill in that contact us form. And Bryan or his team, will get back to you and get you started. So thanks, Bryan.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.